Dinah here. What's up? Today I am concluding the Youth to the People, the youth series, and I'm going to talk about 3 products today. So we are going to talk about the Superfood Cleanser, the Dream Eye Cream, and the facial oil that comes in the youth stack. Before we get started, make sure you go and subscribe and leave a comment at the end if you would like, or like the video if you feel so inclined, and let's jump in. First, we're going to talk about the Superfood Cleanser, and I'm sure that you've seen it everywhere, and maybe you've even watched a few reviews on it already, but it is an absolutely amazing gentle cleanser. It is just absolutely fabulous. So it is, for this size, this is 1 ounce. This is what came in my youth stack. It is $12, and on their website they promote it as like the perfect travel cleanser bottle, and it pretty much is. I took this on vacation in May, and it was just like, well, obviously, because it's in a nice bottle, it's not gonna split open, and it has a twist top, so I don't have to worry about it leaking. And so I was like, well, this is perfect. This is totally perfect. So if you get like an actual one with like a standard size with a pump, is $36. So that's a huge price difference. For an 8 ounce, and just to give you an idea of what an 8 ounce is, it's more like this one. This is an 8 ounce exactly, but it does come in a glass bottle with a pump. It has a gel texture. And it gives you, once you've lathered it a little, it gives you a light foam. It's very easy to wash off. It's not one that you're sitting there going, come on off, right? And I enjoy using it day and night. So if you were to look at this, it was like 6 cleansers under $10. I kind of reviewed them in this, like, I like using this one in the AM, and I like using this one in the PM. So, and by that, in the morning, I have nothing but like whatever was on my pillow to wash off. And at night, I don't really wear makeup that much, but I could have like 3 or 4 layers of sunscreen on, 2 to 4, however my day's going. Some of them could be mineral sunscreen, so there's a lot more to come off. And so like my PM cleanser's got to have a little more oomph to get those layers off. Sometimes I have to double cleanse. But I really like using this one AM or PM, so it has a little more oomph to it. So if you've just had a couple layers of sunscreen on and you don't want to double cleanse, like, this is perfect for it. The reason I think that you see it everywhere is because it's winning awards everywhere. So like lots of people love it, and lots of people review it and love it. And yeah, the directions for like the standard size say to use 1 to 2 pumps. You don't need to use that much. I would say maybe half a pump at most. When I use it, I'm like, and I would not call it a whole pump, right? And so if you use half a pump twice a day with this much product, that's gonna last forever. So $36 could last a solid 6 months, in my opinion. In good conscience, I totally would recommend this to any one of my clients that I'm building routines for, if their budget allowed it. And they were wanting something kind of more than the base, like a base cleanser. They wanted a little bit more. So the ingredient list includes mild surfactants, very gentle surfactants that are pulled from coconuts or coconut oil. So very, very, very gentle. There, I wrote down the greens, because right after the surfactants, there's just like this list of green things. So it's like kale, aloe, spinach, green tea, alfalfa, which have all their own kind of antioxidant, anti-inflammatory benefits. And then it has vitamin C, glycerin, panthenol, which is vitamin B5, and vitamin E. So just a list of antioxidants and skin healing ingredients. So if you wanted to use this and leave it on for a minute or 2 before you washed it off, it would be perfect. And then it does have some fragrance added. It does smell pretty divine. But if you're really sensitive to fragrance, then I wouldn't go for it. So I'm gonna pour a little bit and just show you. Like, this is how much I use for a cleanse. So it's really nice. And it sets up a little bit. Let me put some water on it. It just sets up a little bit. Not really at all. Not very much at all. And then, there we go. You can barely even see that. So it doesn't, I like, you know, there's foaming cleansers and then there's like cleansers like this that don't really foam up that much. I kind of prefer cleansers that don't foam up very much. I don't really love foaming cleanser. I don't really love foaming cleansers anymore. I just think they're harder to rinse off. I just do not have the time to sit there and splash my face 800 times a day. Okay, but then it feels, once you've rinsed it off, it feels fantastic. You're not overstripped, you're not over dried. You just feel like this soft, clean skin, and it's just fabulous. Okay, so next one we want to talk about is the Superberry Dream Eye Cream. And let me just show you this. I've used almost all of it. So if you just want to skip to the next one, you know this one's good, right? It is a very lovely eye cream. It has a very thick texture. I'll go ahead and show you. It's very thick. It has a light scent, but I think it's just whatever the fruits, plants, food, extract oils are in there that give it the scent. Now it feels like it doesn't have a scent. So I rubbed it all in. Typically use a retinoid eye cream, a very low dose retinol around my eyes. And I'll use this one whenever I'm kind of gearing up to get waxed around my eyebrows, because retinoids can make that a much less pleasant experience. So I usually take a few days to not use it, and then take a few days afterwards to not use it. And this is what I use instead of that. It is chock full of moisturizing ingredients. So the first several ingredients in the ingredient list is, you know, shea butter, other occlusives, glycerin, squalane. I mean, it's just chock full of things that are just gonna have this area feeling very nice, soft, and moisturized. Then there's, like, after the moisturizing, there's just like this long list of food and plant extracts and oils, and they all have their sort of goal in this eye process. But then there's also vitamin C and vitamin E, so it's really going to help with any discoloration that you have around your eyes, and help with some damage restoration. There's also ceramide in it, which is going to help with any damage that you have around. Now, when I say damage restoration, we are not talking about wound healing. So for example, when I get my eyebrows done around here, and then like the day that I get them done, I'm usually using the La Roche-Posay Balm B5 around that area to heal it up. But then if I'm like, oh, I feel fine, and I try to use this eye cream, it kind of can sting up here a little bit. So it's not wound healing. It is skin barrier damage restoring. So it's just filling in the cracks that your damaged skin barrier has created and like sealing it up for you. That's all I'm talking about. But I definitely recommend it. I love using it and enjoy it a lot. Lastly, this is the Superberry Hydrate and Glow Oil. This is $44 for 1 ounce. This is not the 1 ounce bottle. This is my sample size. And see how much I've used? And I've had it a long time. So I have this like thing with facial oils in the winter. Like, really love using facial oils in the winter, but I am in this just bath of humidity in the summertime and where I live, and I don't need facial oils right now. They feel too heavy, even though this has a really light texture. Not as light as Drunk Elephant's marula oil, but it's different kind of oils, so that's okay. It's still very light. It's just too much for me in the summer because I'm just bathing in humidity all the time. I have really been using this on my hands and cuticles for the most part. And you don't need, you know, 4 or 5 drops to get little bitty sections, I usually take, here, I'll show it to you. Hang on. I'll do, so see, it's just a really light oil. Very nice. And I will just take, and I will just around my cuticles like that. And I did it, I should have put a dot on the other hand. Oh crap. So we'll just, this is what I usually do. Take it and put it on here. And then I'll get a lotion. I don't have one in front of me. And then I'll just put the rest in my hands. And then it don't feel greasy or oily or anything like that. I mean, even just now, rubbing it in alone, I don't feel greasy or oily or anything like that. It dries down very nicely. That's what I've really been using it for. I wash my hands, I play with my baby. He gets me all dirty, so I wash my hands some more. And then, you know, laundry and dishes and cleaning, you know, your hands just get wrecked a lot. So I've just been using it on my hands mostly for the summer. I bet I will use it a ton in the winter. And I have used it on my face before a couple times, but again, it was like, I just have too much stuff on my face right now. They want you on the website, on their marketing, they want you to feel like you're gonna see and feel a difference in your skin tone and how you feel immediately, like from one use. And you are definitely from one use going to feel moisturized and hydrated from it, but you're not gonna like see some magical difference in your skin tone, right? Those sorts of changes happen over time with consistent use of products. From the ingredient list, I totally believe that this can improve your skin tone, among other things, with consistent use. So if you are like a facial oil person, you're like, I have really dry skin and I can use this all year long, this is a great investment to make. If you're like not really a facial oil person and you're like, seems too much work, doesn't really, you know, maybe it's just like too much for me, then stick whatever goals you have that this thing could deliver, just stick with your serum in your step 3, and you don't need to use the facial oil. That's kind of what I think. It's $44. If you're going to use it consistently and benefit out of it, then yes. If you're going to sort of, I tried it, but I don't really like facial oils, then maybe steer clear from it. If oil's your thing, go for it. I don't think it's a bad purchase if you're being consistent about it. So using it nightly, every other night, every third night, something like that. Like just being consistent with your use with it. It's not some like, oh, well, I'll use it whenever I feel like being fancy and feeling like I'm gonna have a spa day and I'm gonna see all these results from it. It's gonna come from consistent use. So I did a trial. That's all I have to say about those 3 products. All of them are fantastic. I thought all of the products in the youth stack were amazing in one way or another. So not a bad brand altogether if you want to venture into other things. I think I will venture into other things. They keep coming out with new stuff that I really want to try. So again, so make sure you subscribe, and I hope you have a great day, and that's that. Bye.